invite you to the floor and just find your way into constructive rest posture and allow yourself to just settle in and feel your contact points as you rest. Noticing the feet, the space behind the knees, the pelvis, the low back, and maybe there's space underneath the low back, between the low back and the floor. The rib cage, the scapulas, also known as the shoulder blades. Notice the back of the neck. Maybe there's a curve there, maybe there's space there. And then notice the back of the head as it rests on the floor. Is it centered? Or maybe the weight's more on one side than the other? Are you closer to the top of the head, the center of the head, or the base? And again, if you're not muted, please do so now. And we watch our breath as it moves in and out of our body. We're not changing anything with our breath. We're just noticing the natural rhythm and pace of our breath. Now keeping the left foot pressing into the mat. So press that left foot into the mat. Let the right foot be light. Press into the mat again with the left foot. Release and press again. We're just doing a gentle rocking motion by pressing into the left foot. And the next time we press into the left foot, press the low back into the mat and draw the right leg in. And we're going to hold on to the right leg. So this is where the strap comes in. Perhaps we can interlace the hand behind the leg or take a strap if that's going to be easier, more enjoyable. And we have a bend in the knee here. Keep that left foot pressing into the mat. And now slowly begin to straighten the right leg. Flex the foot so the toes are coming back toward the knee. And we don't have to go all the way straight with the leg. We're just going to the point where we start noticing a tightening in the back of the leg. It might be in the calf. It might be in the hamstrings. And then we relax and bend the knee again. And we're keep the breath moving here. Extend the leg any amount, pausing if there's any tightness, and then releasing back to just a nice bent knee. We're going to do this a few more times. And as we notice our breath, perhaps we notice that when the leg is going long, we're breathing in, and when the leg is bending, we're breathing out. Maybe that's true for you, maybe not. However you're doing it, the breath keeps moving, and the next time the leg is extended, point the toes and then flex the foot. So now we point and flex, point, flex, point, and flex. And this time we're going to circle the ankle, just noticing the sensations in the ankle in one direction, and then the other direction. And then relax. Keep the foot up. We're just holding on here. And now we're going to do a little bit more. This is where the strap might come in handy. We're going to take our hand to the outside edge of the foot. And we're going to take that foot wide, the leg wide. So my leg is on the outside of my torso. It might feel better to do this with the strap. You get to decide what feels best for you. And we're just going to pause here and breathe. You might notice that the pelvis is tilted up a little bit. See if you can press the right side of the pelvis a little closer to the floor. You're going to feel a tight little band, perhaps, feeling that tight little band of musculature in the glutes. We're going to get a little bit into the piriformis as well as stretching the hip joint. And remember, you can control how deep this stretch is, especially if you're using a strap, because you can take it up just a little bit so it's not so intense. You find your body's way to do this stretch. And we're breathing. I was noticing I was really making my shoulder work. So I'm just going to relax my right shoulder a little bit more. Notice what's happening in the jaw. Is the jaw tightening to support this? And check your left leg. Make sure that that foot is still engaged. The body may want to open the leg a little bit toward the left. Let's not. Let's keep that knee pointed at the ceiling, more or less. And now we're going to release this, and we're going to bring the hands back underneath the thigh. And we're going to bring the thigh closer to the heart for a hug. Flex the foot. And maybe rock gently to the right and to the left. Go back and forth. There you go. Yeah. Releasing this foot to the floor now. It's a slow release. Let's take the knees to the left side now for a stretch. So now we did compression into the hip flexor where the thigh meets the torso. And now we're stretching that out by doing this. And maybe it feels good to bring both arms above the head or just the right arm and allow the body to soften here and for the stretch to deepen. Remember, you're in charge of how deep everything is. It's about doing what your body can do in any given moment. And to be really clearly listening to, oh, that's enough. We're going to slide that arm down. We're going to come back. rolling slowly back to center, pausing here. And now we're sticking with the right leg. So anchor the left foot. We're going to draw that right leg in using either a strap or your hands, interlace behind the leg, and then extend the leg to the sky, flex the foot, and then bend and straighten. And just notice, is there any softening or more give or more ease, even if it's just microscopic, just noticing that, oh, that might be just a little bit different. And now we're going to release this foot to the floor again. And we're going to let the knee fall open. We're keeping the left knee pointed at the ceiling as we allow the leg to fall open. And now we're stretching the inner muscles of the thigh. And of course, if you'd like, or maybe not, of course, but if you'd like, you can extend the left leg long. And we're in a reclining tree. Or if it feels better, that foot can stay standing, your choice. And again, if you'd like, you can extend the right arm, maybe the left arm, or bring them to cactus so that the heart, the musculature around the heart has a little chance to soften too. Breathe here. If your left leg is extended, draw it back to standing on the mat. And now we're going to take the left knee toward the right side and come into a windshield wiper. So just going back and forth, maybe spreading the feet out so they're a little wide, like wide as the mat, just going back and forth. Let the head travel with the action. And as you're going through this, if you notice anything that feels tight, anything that would like a little longer stretch, you can always pause there and just allow the body to soften. Or you can keep going back and forth if that is enjoyable and feels good. So here we come back to center. It's a slow roll to center. Take the body scan here from the soles of the feet all the way up the body to the head, and notice the right and the left side. We're going to keep that right foot anchored now, and we're going to take the left side into this activity. So we press into the right foot and lighten the left foot. Press into the right. It rocks the pelvis a little bit. When we're pressing into the right, you'll notice the pelvis rocks a little bit to the left, right? Right. Here we go. We're just rocking it just a little bit. A couple more times. Just noticing. And the next time we're back at center, we press the low back to draw the left leg in. So now the left leg comes in using either a strap or the hands behind the leg. We gently extend the leg, and then we bend the knee. So we're extending only to the point at which we feel things begin to tighten, and then we release. So we're just moving slowly through this, and we have breath on board because it does help. And then the next time we find ourselves in extension, whether the leg is straight or the knee is bent, we're going to bring our attention to the foot where we flex and point, flex and point. And notice how when we're flexing and pointing, how it's not just the foot, it's moving all the way down the leg into the hamstrings, into the pelvis. And then we circle the ankle in one direction. My left ankle's talking today. It's got a little pop going on. You might be able to hear that click, click, click. Switch directions. And then slowly bend the knee. And now we're going to take the left leg wide. So we're grabbing the outer edge of the foot with either the hand or putting a strap over the foot. And then the knee comes outside of the torso. And we're drawing this into our body. We're keeping the right knee pointed at the ceiling. Nice breath here. We'll be here for several breaths. And again, you don't have to go as deeply as I do, or maybe you're going more deeply than me. It's not about how deep we go. It's about getting into the musculature and begin to release some of the tight bits. One more lovely breath here. And then we're coming back to center. We're holding behind the leg. We're going to extend, flex the foot on the extension, and then release back. Extend and release. And on the next time your foot's coming down, we're slowly, slowly, slowly lowering that foot to the floor so it lands with such softness, such grace, so much ease. And now let's take the legs to the right side. So here we are, we're stretching out the left side body. Maybe the arm extends above the head. Maybe the left arm extends above the head. Maybe both arms extend above the head. Maybe that's not fun. So the arm can just extend to the T or the cactus, like that. We're breathing here. A couple more breaths here. And you may notice a difference. This side may feel completely different than the stretch on the right side did. I'm noticing that in my body. You might be too. And then the arms float down if they were extended. Gentle, slow roll back to center. Press the low back into the floor as we draw the left leg in, using either the strap or the hands to support the leg. We're going to extend and bend, extend and bend. And maybe this time when we extend, maybe the hands move up toward the ankle. Forgot to do this on the other side. We'll go back to it. Maybe the hands extend up to the calf, to the ankle, or to the big toe. So we do this with the strap. This is called Padangusthasana. You find your stretch here. Whatever it is, you can also always just use the strap instead of the fingers holding the toe. And then release the right hand. Slowly bend the knee. That foot releases to the floor. And now the left knee falls open. So this is half of a Baddha Konasana. I'll show you. That leg is just falling open. This leg could extend like we're in Vrikshasana, which is tree, or we can keep that foot standing. We're just resting here. And now the inner thigh muscles get the stretch and the release. You might feel this in the hip joints, in the hip itself. And then slowly, we're going to bring that knee back up and the foot to standing. Let's go back to the right leg and do that last stretch that I remembered. We're going to press into the low back first. Draw the right leg in. And now we're going to extend the leg and find where our arms go. Maybe we're holding on at the pant leg. That is a fine tradition. I'm using the right hand to hold the toe, or you could go across the body with the left hand, or you can use the strap. And we're just feeling that deep stretch going up the hamstrings, into the calf, all the way up into the foot. And if the foot's flexed, you might even feel a stretch across the arch of the foot. Happy feet, happy us. Keep that left foot active. I noticed my knee wanted to fall open a little bit. I'm going to keep pressing into that left foot. And then we're slowly going to release this foot. Slowly, 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 it's coming back to the floor where it lands with softness. Walk the feet together so that the feet touch. And we're going to open both legs. And then the soles of the feet are now touching. We're in Baddha Konasana. So we did half of this when we opened the leg to the right or the left leg to the left. Now we're doing the whole posture. And then bringing the hands to the thighs, we gently help close the book on this posture. And pressing into the low back, one leg at a time, we're drawing the legs in toward our heart, and we're going to circle the low back. Go in one direction. For those of you who joined us last week for the pelvic clock, imagine going all the way around the clock and then switch directions. And then we're slowly going to lower both feet to the floor. Maybe draw the belly up and in. This is good abdominal strengthening. And we come back to our base, to constructive rest. Notice your feet. Notice how the feet are in contact with the mat now, traveling up the legs. We notice the space behind the knees. We notice how the pelvis is resting, the waist, the rib cage, shoulder blades, the space behind the neck. And we become very aware of how the head is resting now. Did that change from when we began? Closer to the top, to the bottom, more centered, less centered? Just noticing. And now we enter Shavasana, our final resting posture for our practice today. Today's thought is from Thich Nhat Hanh. We have more possibilities available in each moment than we realize. Gently begin to deepen the breath, drawing the breath into the fingers and the toes. Rolling to one side and gently making your way to seated. And we open our arms wide to gather all the blessings that already exist, and we draw them in our hearts. We draw them into our hearts in appreciation and gratitude. And together we all say, Namaste.